Back at D23 in August, Disney made its huge announcement that they would be building a Cars expansion in the Magic Kingdom in Frontierland. What Disney left out of this announcement at first, so Josh D'Amaro wouldn't get booed on stage, was where this Cars expansion would be located. A few days later, Disney would actually make the very controversial announcement that this new Cars expansion would actually be replacing Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America in Frontierland. Now, obviously, this came as a super controversial announcement with a lot of mixed opinions. You know, the Rivers of America is an opening day attraction in the Magic Kingdom, very iconic in the park, and the park's main water feature. And it was also something that Walt Disney came up with. It was a Walt Disney idea when he was building Disneyland back in the 50s, and they still had the Rivers of America in Disneyland. A lot of the stuff in Disneyland that is historic is still there. As for Walt Disney World, nothing is really sacred in Walt Disney World, as we know. Currently, there is heavy speculation that Disney could be demolishing one of my favorite shows at the resort, Muppet Vision, for this new Monsters, Inc. land they're doing. So obviously, there's not a lot of stuff that's sacred over in Walt Disney World. So Disney at the moment is fine with demolishing the Rivers of America. And obviously, not a lot of people like this idea. Myself personally is not the biggest fan of this idea. I think there's a couple other routes they could have gone. You know, they have a lot of space behind Big Thunder where they could build this. So, you know, I don't know why the Rivers of America was their first choice on where this could be. But I do have a couple reasons why this could be good. But as for Disney, probably the main reason why they put it in the Rivers of America is obviously for money. They're a big corporation, a big company, and they want money. The Rivers of America does not make Disney money. The Riverboat does not make them money, and Tom Sawyer Island does not make them money. Although Tom Sawyer Island is the calmest spot in the park and the most relaxing spot in the park, where you can kind of get away from the crowds and go relax and explore a little bit in Frontierland, because that's what it is, it's not helping Disney at all. Disney has not given the Liberty Bell or Tom Sawyer Island much maintenance in the last couple of years. So obviously, if you're not giving it maintenance and you're not paying for it to have maintenance, it's just going to keep decaying, getting worse. And it's going to get to this point where you're going to have to end up getting rid of it and putting something new here. But obviously, this new Cars mini land is going to make them a lot of money, obviously. They're going to be able to put a whole bunch of Cars merch in Frontierland and around the park now. And they're going to be able to advertise this. And maybe by the time this land opens, they'll be coming out with a new Cars movie. So this is obviously going to make Disney a lot more money than the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island is currently. So that is Disney's reason for doing this, obviously. But I want to come up with a couple reasons to get some good out of this and find some ways this could be good for the Magic Kingdom. So I have a couple reasons that I'm going to talk about, and we're going to start right now. The first one's a pretty simple reason. Obviously, this new ride, one of the two rides they'll be putting in is going to be an e-ticket attraction in the Magic Kingdom. It's going to be an outdoor test track style ride. So it's going to be like a different version of Radiator Springs Racers out in California Adventure and Test Track over in Epcot. And obviously, you've seen Radiator Springs Racers waits in California Adventure if you go out there. You've seen Test Tracks wait in Epcot, either if you've been on 1.0, 2.0, or the new 3.0 that they're building. It always gets one of, if not the longest wait in the park. So this ride is obviously going to have a long wait if they don't use a virtual queue when it opens. And this new Cars Miniland is going to take a lot of attention away from the stuff around it. There's currently a lot of e-ticket attractions around this new Cars area they're building. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Big Thunder Mountain. So if you're going to have all these guests coming to the new Cars ride that you're building, the new e-ticket attraction that's going to be very hyped up by Disney and heavily advertised, it's going to take waits away from all these other cool rides around the park. So Big Thunder will have a lower wait, Tiana's Bayou Adventure will have a lower wait by then, and Pirates of the Caribbean, stuff in Adventureland, that'll probably be lower weights. So this is obviously going to take up a lot of guest capacity in the park, and it will take a lot of capacity away from these attractions that have longer waits, and we won't have to wait as long for those other rides that we enjoy. Alright guys, so my next two reasons are going to talk about how this new section in Magic Kingdom can thematically fit in with Frontierland. And we got two reasons. We got IP and environment. The environment makes more sense than the IP one does, but just bear with me for the IP, because if you understand what I'm saying here, it could work. So we're going to be starting with IP first. And One thing that I saw a lot of people get upset about when this new Cars expansion was announced was simply cars and talking cars. Why are these in Frontierland? Why do we have modern race cars in Frontierland? How does this fit in? So first, if we're going to talk about talking cars, I've said this before, we have talking bears in Frontierland and we have a talking alligator in Tiana's Bayou Adventure now. So talking cars isn't really the issue here. The bigger issue is just cars in general. Why are cars in this old American West themed land? But that's the thing. Disney has been recently changing the theme of Frontierland and has been going away from this cowboys, exploration, American frontier themed land. And I really enjoyed that theme of Frontierland, how they've had that exploration theme with Big Thunder, Tom Sawyer Island, and kind of just the whole vibe going on in Frontierland. But that's going away, and we just gotta accept that. And they're bringing in new environments. We got the Bayou and the Pacific West with this Cars expansion. And it's not to say that the American frontier doesn't exist today. We still have the American frontier. We're just not cowboys, and we're not just explorers exploring this like the theme was for Tom Sawyer Island and Big Thunder Mountain. So the American frontier does still exist today, and obviously we're allowed to drive cars through it. So I can see how cars could work in this new section of Frontierland with this national park theme kinda that it looks like it has, and I think it could work. So that is my reason for IP and how it could fit in the Frontierland. Now this is going to be my last reason of the video, but I think it is definitely my best reason, and that is environment. So we've always had the American West and the American frontier in Frontierland. Recently we got the Bayou in Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and now for this new Cars expansion we are getting the Pacific Northwest with like a national park feel to it, it looks like, and I think this is going to be really good. Now a lot of people are saying this doesn't fit in with Frontierland at all, and a lot of people are mad they're taking away the rivers of America. Well, if you look in the concept art, it looks like there is still like streams and pieces of the rivers of America still there almost, so there definitely is going to be some water elements still here. We just won't have the riverboat or Tom Sawyer Island, but there definitely will be water elements here, I think, and I think Disney will just take out all the water because obviously it's a very cool part of the Magic Kingdom and kind of a cool thing they got going there. And for the Pacific Northwest section of the land, here's how this especially fits into Frontierland. So if you look at all the Magic Kingdom area resorts, we have the Contemporary, which is obviously coincides with Tomorrowland. We have the Polynesian, which coincides with Adventureland. We have the Grand Floridian, which pretty much coincides with Fantasyland, I'd say. And then we have Fort Wilderness, which especially coincides with Frontierland. Each Magic Kingdom area resort coincides with one of Magic Kingdom's main lands. And Fort Wilderness has a Frontierland theme to it, but not just any Frontierland theme. Fort Wilderness is specifically themed to the Pacific Northwest. Now, what is this new Cars expansion going to be themed to? The Pacific Northwest. Now, I'm going to be visiting Fort Wilderness later this month, so I can tell you guys more about how this theme could coincide with the Magic Kingdom, and is obviously one of Disney's best resorts and is one of their deluxe resorts. One that most Disney's fans always want to check out at some point in their life, and it's obviously a very cool resort. Well, I'm here to tell you the new theme of the Cars area, the environment of this new Cars area they're going to be building is going to be the same exact theme to Fort Wilderness, and this is going to look exactly like Fort Wilderness. Therefore, it will fit in with Frontierland because Fort Wilderness is themed to Frontier and the American frontier. So there you go. Those are my big 3 reasons how this new Cars area will fit in with Frontierland, how it will be good. Obviously, we're all a little sad that the Rivers of America is going to be leaving and that Tom Sawyer Island is going to be leaving. And obviously, we all don't think it was the best decision Disney could have made. But I think when it all comes down to it, this new area in the Magic Kingdom is going to turn out just fine. And I think we're all going to enjoy zooming around on an off-road car through the Pacific West American frontier. So there you have it. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you do enjoy the content on this channel. Rolling out at the end of October and November, we have lots of Disney content going down there. Obviously, it's going to be regarding a lot of changes coming to the Disney park. So yeah, it's going to be coming soon. And yeah, with that, hope you all have an amazing day. God bless, and I'll see y'all next time.